Sometimes you can find love in a online virtual metaverse space, and this is the movie that apparently is going to tell you how you can exactly find love and and what to do with it. Um, and I would be lying if I told you that was true. Um, Love Virtually coming to on demand and digital November 7th. This movie, I don't even know how to describe it. So let me start off by saying and giving you the synopsis of this movie. Hold on, let me just make sure I get it right for you. So this movie is in a world where the metaverse has become widely adapted. Four couples go to ridiculous lengths to find one true love in a virtual world. Love Virtually is a retro future satirical rom-com for the metaverse era, bending live action and 3D animation as it explores and exposes the absurd reality of our world and where we are heading, while probing life's deepest questions, such as how does a celebrity find someone who loves them for their true selves? Is it cheating if it's in VR? Is it cheating if it's with an AI? So we hit all the hard hitting questions here. Um, and such an ensemble cast from the movie as well. We have big names such as Cheri Oteri, who we all know and love from SNL. We have Paul F. Tompkins, who we know him do voice acting all the time. BoJack Horseman, Peter Gilroy, Ryan O'Flanagan, American Vandal, Adam Ray, Nikki Howard. Like I said, just big cast all over the place. This is the first film by L.E. Steinman. This is his first film, and this is quite an undertaking. If this is going to be my first film, um, look, I'm not even going to sit here and tell you like this is going to be the movie that changed your life. But I will give you kind of like some of the uh, what this movie is. It's a nice blend of kind of like watching like I said, like the metaverse, like them taking characters in the metaverse and using real life. This movie also is during like the pandemic era, kind of using that as kind of the backdrop as well, using kind of the reason why people are now more into their online personas than they are being with people in real life. Still, the virus is the thing, people trying to stay away from people, XYZ. But like I said, the movie focuses on four different characters in the metaverse. And at first when I watched this movie, I was like, what is going on, like where's the story going? But it's all four different people's stories that eventually conjoin to make it somewhat make sense. And we dealing with a married couple, we deal with a relationship between a girlfriend and boyfriend, and him willing to do what he needs to do and focus in on the real life. We have again, the celebrity couple, we're dealing with that, and dealing with their fake personas, and so on and so on. um Again, this is not the movie that you should watch if you're looking to find tips on how to find love, because it's completely ridiculous. But it's a lot of social commentary here, right? Like it's a lot of dealing with being canceled, dealing with dealing with being a racist, dealing with uh, so many different things. Using your status as a celebrity to get away with certain things, and so much more. But then, like I said, like the movie is just it's hard to kind of anchor down on like what this is actually about. But like I said, this is a big undertaking for the director, because like you're pretty much just using video game cutscenes, which this is not the first time. We've seen Reboot, we've seen other movies that have done like the video game stuff, like half and half. But the way they do this, I do think it's pretty cool. I will give them points for incorporating like a metaverse style movie with like the real life actors, and combining that. Now, them using like the VR and the way they use VR kind of reminds me of like Ready Player One a little bit. Like it seems like that technology is a little bit further than where we are. People, they talk about the online dating scene, how that works, the algorithm of how parent how pairings work. Also found out what the word sandbagging means apparently in this, which is pretty interesting. People try to dress themselves down so they can find their one true love based off of them being their real selves. Um, but like I said, like you said, it reminds me of Ready Player One, mainly because like one of the characters they have to go on like a series of missions and essentially save the metaverse, save the world at the end of the day. Um, and I just thought that was pretty much the most interesting part of it. I think the most interesting part of it was the metaverse stuff. Everything else, the relationships between the characters and everything else, I could just not care about. I don't know if it's the writing, if it's the delivery of the comedy. What I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to chuckle. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't find it funny. And normally like this would be right up my alley with stuff that I would be like, man, this was pretty funny. No, it's just not funny. I'm sorry. That's his first movie. And like I said, I gave you kudos for the way you did this technology stuff like that. It's not funny, man. And again, this is a pandemic movie, so I only get so many points to slide. But look, this could have been better. This could have been delivered better. I think maybe if it wasn't, maybe if the tone was different, it probably could have been something else. Or it probably could have been a better movie if it was delivered a little bit more serious. But I don't think you could do serious with what everything else that was going on. I feel like they hit date rape a little bit here in the virtual world, which is wild. Um, and so many different things. Like I said, also dealing with people, dealing with the virus and stuff that's going on. Now living in a world where we're still there, but we're kind of past that point. Seeing where the world is now, it's kind of wild to think about all the stuff just a few years ago that was going on. This movie tries to hit a lot of different subjects in an hour and 20 minutes, and an hour 20 minutes feels too long for this movie. I feel like this could have been a short or anything else, but again, they spent money, so I'm not mad. Like I said, I mean, you could clearly tell just based off of the locations and stuff like that, they didn't have a super huge budget. All the budget clearly went to the VFX, because everybody was like in one room, one location, which they had to be because they're in VR. There's some ridiculous stuff where the characters are getting dressed to go into a virtual nightclub. Like they're getting like real clothes on to go to a virtual nightclub, which I thought was ridiculous. Um, and so much more. Overall, like I said, this is not. I mean, if you're gonna buy digital, I would wait till it comes free on one of the on demands, or maybe somebody will stream it one day. One of the services will pick this up. It's supposed to come out November 7th digital. It is coming out digital and on demand on November 7th. And just looking up a few notes, doing some homework. Apparently they shot this in less than like 20 days, 18 days, which is pretty impressive. So look, despite me not liking the overall story, just the whole backstory of how this movie is made is impressive. But like I said, even having veterans of comedy such as Cheri Oteri and Paul and everybody else, it just couldn't bring me to laugh at all. And it was some subjects that should have made me laugh, and for whatever reason, it just didn't deliver it for me. Like I said, when you watch it, you're gonna get Ready Player One vibes mixed with, which essentially Ready Player One is a love story. I don't know if you guys seen Ready Player Two, but besides the point, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, and what one of the characters is willing to go and willing to do to get his girl back. So if you see that and you're gonna be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're gonna pay for it, don't. Unless it's like reasonably priced. And if it's streaming, make sure you got something else to do. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. I feel like it took me a while just to get through the hour and 20 minutes. It felt longer. There's so many different things. Like I said, the movie does get right from a technological standpoint, but just the writing and the story and the characters, and I'm sure it was done on purpose. It's not funny, man. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just COVID. I don't know. Every time I feel like a COVID story pops up, I was just like, man, here we go. I just feel like it just drags it down. But they don't even really they don't even really like hit COVID like that. Because everything's in the virtual world. They're more like everybody has a mask, and this is pretty much the real version of them. And once you get past that, you're able to bypass everything else. So look, if you get a chance, look, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about the movie. Like I said, good ensemble cast, really really good. I can see these people in like maybe a different movie, different thing, probably be better, maybe funnier. But this just did not hit for me at all, unfortunately. I love the concept, and I thought it was going to be something. It did not. It didn't deliver. So look, if you want to check it out, November 7th, digital and on demand. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the movie as well. My end opinion is I just didn't like it. I didn't find it funny. Great cast. I really liked it. Like I said, I really liked what they did with the tech, but just did not deliver for me. But other than that, like I said, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys for another review. Let me know. See you.